Now we're back tonight with more local news. There was a 33% drop in the number of corruption complaints the ICAC received last year. The chairman of the Advisory Committee on Corruption says the decrease might be due to a number of factors, including rising public awareness of corruption prevention issues. But he admits the lavish hospitality spending controversy involving former ICAC Commissioner Timothy Chong might have affected public confidence in the anti-graft body. Rani Samtani has a story.
Former ICAC Commissioner Timothy Chong has come under fire since an Audit Commission report raised questions about hospitality and entertainment spending, gifts and duty visits while he was in office. The chairman of the Advisory Committee on Corruption says the anti-graft body is taking steps to improve its internal regulations.
They have established an internal audit unit in October of 2013, which will report directly into the commissioner of ICAC. And it will also present its reports to the Advisory Committee on Corruption for review. And this will be a systematic approach to identify any shortcomings in the implementation of those policies and practices.
The ICAC reported a significant drop in corruption complaints last year. Between 2012 and 2013, the number of complaints decreased by 33%. Chow Chung Kong says it's difficult to say what factors led to the decrease, but he admits the hospitality and entertainment spending controversy might have affected public confidence in the anti-graft body. In a separate controversy over property sales involving former executive councillor Franklin Lam, Chief Executive Leung Chun-ying remarked after an ICAC probe cleared Lam of any wrongdoing that those who had openly made reports to the anti-graft body should apologize. Michael See, chairman of the ICAC Operations Review Committee, says it won't help if members of the public make reports to the ICAC in a high-profile manner. But he says there's no need for an apology as long as the reports were made without malice, even though the accusations proved to be invalid. See refused to comment on the progress of the ICAC probe into former Chief Executive Donald Tsang, who was accused of wrongdoing for receiving hospitality from wealthy business people. Rani Samtani, TVB News.
A group of taxi drivers went on a 2-hour strike this afternoon, demanding that the government implement a fuel surcharge mechanism. The 20-odd cabbies began their strike in Wan Chai before moving to Admiralty. They say their income has been decreasing mainly due to rising fuel costs. They believe passengers will understand if the fuel surcharge proposal is approved. The cabbies say if the government doesn't respond to their demands soon, they will hold more strikes in the near future.
A mild earthquake was recorded here in Hong Kong this afternoon. The Hong Kong Observatory recorded tremors that measured 1.8 on the Richter scale at 12:47 p.m. The epicenter was near Tai Lam Chung Reservoir. Several members of the public reported the tremor to the observatory. The strength of the quake, the observatory says, was such that it would be felt in buildings and by anyone who was staying quiet at the time. The observatory has recorded 6 mild earthquakes within Hong Kong's territory since 1979. Local pharmacists will launch a pilot scheme tomorrow aimed at proper disposal of unused medications. They warn that medicines that are not discarded in the right way can contaminate our water and our food chain. Jenny Lam reports.
Pills, capsules and any other medicine that end up in the rubbish eventually dissolve and go into the environment. Pharmacists warn that the chances are we will unknowingly be breathing in or ingesting these medicines when they are in the air or in the food chain. Worse still, exposure of antibiotics to bacteria in the environment, for example, may lead to the development of drug-resistant strains. The Hong Kong Academy of Pharmacy is launching a medication check-up and clean-up service tomorrow. Anyone with a lot of unused medicines can call their hotline on 8100 4226.
One of the important partners in this campaign would be the pharmacist. So in other countries in the world, the pharmacist is going to be the checker to check whether the medications are suitable. And then also in the end is how should those medicines be disposed.
They will offer advice on whether the medication can be used in future or returned to drugstores, pharmacies and doctors. The Environmental Protection Department currently collects unused medicines from hospitals for a fee. The pharmacists want government funding to run a medicine disposal program.
I think the immediate way to address some of these problems with funding is to add the consultant pharmacist service into the elderly health voucher that people can use to have a medication checkup, and also we can help to assist in disposal of the medications.
A medication disposal program in Australia, they say, has been very successful. The pilot scheme in Hong Kong will last till the end of next month. Jenny Lam, TVB News.
All right, Tony, you have some exciting football action for us today?
Absolutely exciting, always exciting in this newsroom. Some mouth-watering clashes to look forward to in the FA Cup, including a date between Arsenal and Liverpool in the 5th round. The other big match looming in the Cup next month is Manchester City's showdown with Chelsea.
Stoke stood in the way of Chelsea as the two battled for a place in the next round of the FA Cup. And the Blues quickly established their dominance when Oscar scored off a beautiful free kick in the 27th minute. Chelsea could have scored plenty more goals, but either their finishing let them down or the Stoke keeper pulled off another great save. Still, they got the job done and now face Manchester City in round 5. Coach Jose Mourinho says he's looking forward to it.
Priority for the season is to improve. The best way to improve is difficult things. Play against the best team twice in 15 days in that stadium.
Also in the FA Cup last night, Sheffield United and Fulham played out a 1-1 draw. Chris Porter made it 1-0 to the hosts, doing well to tap in this cross into the box. But Hugo Rodallega rescued the visitors in the 75th minute with a strike on the edge of the box to ensure a replay at Craven Cottage.
And over in Spain, Barcelona returned to the top of the first division with a solid win over Malaga. Gerard Piqué opened the scoring right before the break. Pedro Rodriguez and Alexis Sanchez completed a 3-0 win for the champions in the second half. In the NBA, Chris Bosh scored 24 points. LeBron James added 18 as the Miami Heat rolled past the San Antonio Spurs. Tim Duncan led San Antonio with 23 points. The Heat beat the Spurs 113-101 in a rematch of last season's NBA Finals showpiece. Dwayne Wade was used as a reserve for the first time since January 2008. He hasn't played in any of Miami's recent games as he continues his recovery from a knee injury.
And finally, Hong Kong will welcome the Year of the Horse this Friday with a colorful parade in Tsim Sha Tsui. This year's festivities will feature 34 shows and displays, including performers from the Caribbean. Stephanie Choi tells us more about what's in store this Lunar New Year holiday.
Ring in the Year of the Horse with familiar local attractions. This Friday night, they'll be putting their best foot forward and busting out fresh new outfits for the holiday. To celebrate the start of the Lunar New Year, 34 local and overseas performance troupes and floats will be on parade. Most of the 10 international performing groups will be making their Hong Kong debut on the first night of the Lunar New Year. 2 such groups are from Trinidad and Ireland.
Both of them are famous for big pops. You know, they bring along a lot of pops as part of the performances. And I guess that would be very interesting, very attractive, and also good for photo taking. And I guess both visitors and local residents will be love to see them.
The floats and performing groups won't be the only attractions at this Friday's parade. An hour before the parade starts, local groups will begin entertaining the crowd. The floats will begin their route at the Cultural Centre at 8 p.m. and travel along Canton Road into Haiphong Road. After turning right at Nathan Road, they'll go into Salisbury Road before stopping near the Sheraton Hotel. The Hong Kong Tourism Board says the best viewing spots will be outside Harbour City on Canton Road and in front of Chungking Mansions at the junction of Nathan and Peking Roads. But don't worry if you miss the January 31st parade. Some performing groups and floats from the parade will be on show at various public venues until mid-February. Stephanie Choi, TVB News.
And that's our news.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Good evening. The weather was cool in the morning. It was dry in the afternoon. And as tonight's situation chart shows, a ridge of high pressure over southeastern China is bringing fine and dry weather to the region. Today's temperatures ranged from 15 to 18.9 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 59 and 81%, moderate to fresh easterly winds. The current temperature is now 16.3 degrees Celsius, with the relative humidity standing at 77%. The fire danger warning is yellow and the fire risk is high. So Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow?
Oh. Ah.
It will be mainly fine and dry tonight. Temperatures will range between 15 and 20 degrees. Temperatures will rise in the next couple of days. Tomorrow's air quality health index is forecast at low to moderate. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 6. And here's the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai, Taipei, and Xiamen. Sunny in Guangzhou and Macau, cloudy in Chengdu. Sunny in Beijing, cloudy in Seoul, bright in Tokyo. Bright in Ho Chi Minh City and Manila. Cloudy in Kuala Lumpur, rain in Jakarta. Sunny in Karachi and Mumbai. Sunny in Cairo. Sunny in Sydney, bright in Melbourne. Sunny in New York. Cloudy in Vancouver, sunny in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Showers in London, Paris, and Amsterdam. And that's the weather. Have a lovely evening.